The following is a post from Eric Pope, a community developer, possibly the community manager, I'm not quite sure, of Ubisoft for Honor. And this is regarding a recent controversy, and I'll just read it verbatim. Hi all. For those who are new here and don't know me, I'm the senior community developer on For Honor, the host of the weekly Warriors Den stream and frequent commenter here on the sub. I wanted to post something because I feel things have gotten out of hand and frankly really toxic these last couple of days. Note, I'm not a moderator of this subreddit, so I'm not dictating how you can or should use this sub to express your opinions, but I do deeply care about this community and wanted to speak up on this. Before reading on, I'd urge you to actually watch the segment we did with Roman today on Warriors Den. I've highlighted it here, and he's posted the link, and I'll post that in the description as well if you want to see it. Regarding the responsive dialogue system, RDS, we have, of course, heard you. We have heard from a number of you on this subreddit that you are not super stoked. I think it's a fair summation to say it's not the system so much that you're reacting to, but specifically the new voiceover that's in the game for all the old characters. In many cases, replacing an iconic voice you've come to know and love over the past year and a half. Please challenge this if that's not the proper reading of the room here. We firmly believe that the promise of the RDS and how it will improve the For Honor gameplay experience for our players. This new system, though, necessitates the recording of new voiceover for all our characters. It simply wouldn't be possible with the bank of the original voiceover we recorded for the game's release. In-game production, we always have to work within certain hard constraints, and in this case, getting the original 2016 era roster of actors for all the voices again wasn't possible for us. As we said on the show, we are open to hearing constructive feedback when you find lines that just don't work for a certain hero, or any bugs or situations where the system isn't working properly, so please continue to share that. One reason I wanted to write this post, though, is to respectfully appeal to you not allow this topic to drown out the very much needed feedback our team is expecting from the open tests, specifically on perks, breach and hero balance. Feedback on those things is crucial to us, and I'm worried too many folks are getting distracted piling on to this topic. One last thing, speaking of piling on, I would also like to say that the numerous threads and posts targeting Roman are just too much. I know that he knew by going on the show today he would be taking a lot of hate from people, and I deeply respect him for taking on that role. It's a hard message to deliver when you are telling someone that you aren't going to get the thing you want, but he's not a king, guys. He's the head of the project, and he comes onto the Warriors Den to represent the team, and in this case he was representing an incredibly talented, hard-working team of devs and who put a lot of work of themselves into this new system, who spent multiple days reading hateful things about them and their work. Personal attacks on Roman and on anyone else on the dev team are unwarranted, and I ask that they stop, please. As the players who have been with us since the launch know, we've maintained an incredibly close relationship with our community and the people of this subreddit specifically. That relationship has been an important element of how we've made For Honor the success it has become, and we have no plans on changing that. Of course, we are not always going to agree on a given topic, and we can't always make the changes you want us to, but I do believe we can maintain our mutual respect as it leads to great things for the game we all love. Thanks for reading. Right. Before I get into how I feel about this, I'm just going to read a post from a Redditor called R4_F. People have been upset with Warden, male. Too much of a personality change for Warden. A new voice actor is definitely needed. Not disrespecting the voice actor, but most don't think he fits the character. A lot of people have had a problem with him and his lines. Gladiator, male. His lines are slow and not as intimidating. The pronunciation is a bit off. Centurion, same problem with Glad, not talking about his combat lines, talking about his banter lines. Nobushi, too many high-pitched grunts. Some people have been saying they're fine with it. Highlander, most people have been upset by his new Gaelic lines, his over-the-top Scottish accent and his high-pitched voice. They think Icelandic is cooler for him. Conqueror, some of his combat lines sound weaker, and his banter personality saying Lawbringer, rah, and similar is not good writing and is a bit weird. Orochi, male, he has been mentioned a lot, but I haven't heard his banter lines or new combat lines yet, so I can't comment on it. Wulin faction, majority of the people think the accents sound fake, and they sound more like the imitation of a Chinese accent than it being one. Sounds borderline racist, people have mentioned. Missing voice lines, probably bugs. Lawbringer doesn't say ad mortem inimicus, unlike parry unblockable. Kensei doesn't say kore de shimaide when doing his uninterruptible combo finisher. Shugoki doesn't say anything on Demon's Embrace. Banter in English also grinded some people's gears. I don't know if it was possible, but an option for native language banter would be great. And there are no longer voice lines for execution, such as Warlord's Feast or the Crow's Execution. They might be the same bugs, but I am not sure. Thanks for listening to the community, Pope. And I think in this on that exact post, I do think Pope responded before, and R4F's response was sort of a list of things. The top of the thread of this specific one is from Skeg. No one at all has a problem with the new character interactions. They're fantastic. The problem here isn't the new features, it's the voiceover and the quality of it. It doesn't matter if the people were attached to the voice, they can learn to lose it and learn to love a new voice, but that new voice has to be good, and the lines accompanying that voice have to be good too. Please take a step back and try to understand that the voiceover quality of some of the characters is not, in the community's opinion, at AAA quality. Eric responds, thanks, it's a good precision of the summation I was trying to make above. Skeg just thanks him, and he says, just out of curiosity, are you aware which heroes voiceover people have taken issue with? And Eric Pope goes, definitely helpful to have a running list if there's a consensus on which are the biggest ones. Now, this will run into my thoughts on the thing. Now, before I say anything, I have got to concede that Pope has acted very honourably and very respectfully here. The post is a good few paragraphs long. It's quite a lengthy one, and he's, but I can't in all good conscience respect Roman for how he acted in the Warrior's Den. And a lot of people have the same mentality that I have, and we basically feel as if we've been told to go fuck ourselves because Roman is fucking sat atop the golden throne and he makes the decisions. He wants to characterize everything. If I wanted to play Overwatch, I'd play Overwatch. I don't want to hear fucking Gladiator and fucking Conqueror bantering on as they're charging into battle like fucking Reaper and Soldier 76. We're all soldiers now. Jack, get away from me. It's in the refrigerator. And it's just, if I wanted to do that, I'd do that. And I find, I might actually do a post on what I found good about Marching Fire. I've got a few opinions. I played a few hours of it last night. Mostly to just mourn the loss of Warden. No. But on a serious note, I can't respect Roman for his actions. A lot of people have said, "Oh no, he wasn't really that rude," but me, I take a lot of stock in the underlying sort of thing of it. And the thing is, I say I respect Pope, and I respect him for this response, but I can't respect anyone on that panel. The only one I can respect is I can't remember his name. He was the other person. There was Pope and Roman on one couch, and there was I think it was like a game director on the other couch, and he was actually playing the game, and he was trying to get like victory screen so we can see the new victory screen on Warrior's Den. I respect that guy because he was fucking, he was just there, he was just, having a great time, but I didn't see him look at sort of like the comments bit that much, but as far as I'm aware, Eric and Roman were staring directly at that comment section, and the entire fucking stream chat, the entire stream chat was screaming about Warden's, the male Warden's voice going from Liam O'Brien, basically just like Illidan in plate armor, to fucking Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents within the fucking... And the thing is, this controversy, this outcry, this backlash from the community has been going on for almost 4 fucking days, and you can sit there and willfully ignore it. And even the comments like, fucking Roman saying, the female raider has the original voice actor. All these voice actors are here to stay. Fucking everything will be linked in the description. This is more just a ramble and what I think on this, because I'm legitimate. I'm still furious because, one, the attacks on Roman, I agree, are too much. But on the other hand, I can see why people would attack him, because he's done nothing but attack the fucking fan base, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I've only recently gotten back into For Honor, but from everything I've seen, it's like, it's polarizing. There's like 30-odd% of the player base who just, think that Roman is God incarnate. You've got another 10% who just couldn't give a fuck, and the other 60% are like, this guy's fucking, needs gone. And I will be completely honest. The dev team are not at fault here. I would charitably say that while holding the majority of the blame, I wouldn't say Roman is entirely at fault. What I do hate, though, is the fact that there's no consistency. That it's like if it's like if they replaced Bayek's voice in Assassin's Creed Origins, like halfway through the game's life cycle. Like the new update, the new DLC, whatever. They changed Bayek's voice from the voice artist who played Bayek, and I remember seeing a few interviews with the actual dude, and he's a cracking lad, But if they replaced him with, say, fucking Eminem, if they replaced him with fucking Marshall Mathers, and just halfway through it, and it's like he's talking to I can't remember, was it Aya? Yeah, he's talking to Aya, and he goes, "Aya, we need to go." I know that's a bit of a racist summation, but instead of like this like Egyptian summation of how the devs thought they sounded like at the time, goes into fucking Eminem and he's rapping every other fucking line like, "Oh yes, we are the Assassin's Creed, we are da 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 da." It just wouldn't work. It's so tonally fucked. And I know this is a bit of a side, and I know it's almost tangential at this point, but fuck's sake. The reason why people have had such a backlash is because, one, it's inconsistent with the tone of the character. If you play the story mode, you play as the male warden, you can sympathise, because even though his voice, some of the voice lines are a bit cheesy at times, that's part of like the edgy charm of the warden. I'm a Reaper main in Overwatch, so I'm already attached to edgy characters. And if you ask anyone I play games with, a lot of my characters end up being edgy characters, because it's just something I'm drawn to. Now, that said, it's so inconsistent. Fucking going from, like, this, like, if you play the story mode of For Honor, and you play as the Warden for the first chapter, you can hear his voice, and you can hear the disillusionment, you can hear the pain in his voice in that final mission. It's like, I took an oath to fight for peace. Now, if they change that, fuck you. If you don't walk away from this having learnt why we're pissed off, at least why I'm pissed off, I can only speak for myself. If you can't walk away from this learning why a lot of the fan base is pissed off, and I'm not spending a single fucking Great British pound on your fucking products ever again. And that's coming from someone who is a lifelong devoted Ubisoft fan. Ask any one of my friends. I've defended Ubisoft so many fucking times, and it would be betraying my fucking code of ethics if I just let this slide. Fuck you.